That's Mattie Newmeyer.
That's Aaron Shower.
We wrote this intro just like that. And we are from the Piano Bar, and we have 2 to 3 locations, depending on when you watch this, because we're waiting for the one in Rogers to open, and we can't give out a date for that just yet right now, but maybe you watch this down the road. We're already open in Rogers, Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Columbus, Ohio, and we're going to talk about, again, one of our most requested songs. That's what this series is called, so that should be obvious by now.
Indeed. Around this time, we're talking about the late 80s right now. And this was a time in rock music, like guitar-driven rock. It was very glam metal, you know, the hair,
Twisted
makeup,
Sister?
and, yeah, Poison,
Okay.
and that sort of thing. Very flashy. And then out of LA, the depths of LA, comes this band that turned everything on its head. It changed all the rules about what hard rock could be. Of course, we're talking about the year 1987 and the album
It's Sweet Child of Mine is the song.
off of Appetite for Destruction, absolutely.
Right, and he would know that, but I wouldn't, but I love the song, and I like most of their songs and that stuff. And you are a guitar player.
I am. I'm a guitar player masquerading as a piano player.
You will find him playing piano very well, and you'll find me playing piano, but...
Well, when this song specifically came out, now this was the summer of 1988. I had just graduated from high school, okay? And MTV was in full swing, and you could not turn on MTV without seeing this video within three videos. It was a heavy rotation. Now, the thing is, as a guitar player, this song is the holy grail of guitar tones. Slash's, at the beginning of that video where, he's plugging it in, and he starts that opening riff of Sweet Child. Every guitar player wanted that tone. And still to this day, it's the holy grail of everything. And it was different because it wasn't the glam, it wasn't the crazy get-ups and the tight pants and stuff. It was just a rock and roll band doing what they do, and they were so young when they made this. And there were so many, that opening lick, that Slash has said many times he hates practicing. He hates learning scales. He hates doing that kind of stuff. So he makes these crazy spider exercises for himself that he can just play. And he was doing that one day, and Steven Adler said, "Hey, what were you play that again?" And then Duff sat down with the bass, that opening bass line. Axl was upstairs in another room, heard him doing it, and he just picked up a piece of paper and started doing it. By the next day, they had a song, and then they were in recording it soon after that. So this song has a special place in my heart as a guitar player. And of course, that summer I was teaching guitar, so I had to teach it to every budding guitar player in Lincoln, Nebraska, and that's how I know it.
Well, I don't have this information. When I talked about Mr. Brightside, there's that opening guitar lick on Mr. Brightside. And it called Rolling Stones or some magazine, one of the guitar magazines, it called it one of the greatest, guitar riffs of all time. I have to imagine the opening guitar riff on Sweet Child of Mine might be one of the most recognizable of all time. I mean,
it's standard fare. You as a rock guitarist, that's you have to learn that. That's like second year. You've got to work that one out.
I mean, you can't miss that one. And yes, it is a requested song. It gets requested a lot. At piano bars, even if they don't have, like we do it a lot of times as a band, if we're playing in the same place.
This is one of those songs. It's just a well-written song that works any way you do it. You strum it on acoustic, you play it on piano. The audience will sing. It's one of those they can't help but to do. But I really love hitting those first few notes when we do it as a band. And the lights go down, I hit that, and then the place goes nuts, and that's always a special feeling.
Yeah, that bass solo. So I masquerade as a bass player sometimes. And that bass opening, and what I love about this song is that some people they don't realize, some other players rather, they don't realize is that it has a very busy bass line. So I don't know what.
And these were kids.
Yeah, and he was like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and then you get to the whole solo, the end part, and it's nuts. That's a crazy. That whole last part is insane.
That where do we go? Where do we go now? Yeah. That part, actually, they were kind of writing it as they were recording it, and Axl. That part, he actually said, "Where do we go? Where do we go now?" Like he was asking the band, and the producer goes, "Just sing that. Just sing that over and over again. Where do we go? Where do we go now?"
So, very honest, very good. So let's talk about the lyrics. I don't know much. Let's see, Sweet Child of Mine. Do you have any?
Yeah, she's got eyes that seems to me reminds me of a childhood memory. This song, it's funny as you go through life and you become a parent. Songs that you thought were about your spouse, and then you become a parent and you go, wow, that applies to my kid more than it does to my partner. And then this is one of those songs that transcends that also.
It seems to me very childlike. I think it definitely falls into the love song category if we were to categorize it, but not necessarily, romantic partnership love, but love maybe for a child or anything like that. Because like you said, it does transcend all ages to that, and that may be one of the aspects that makes it such an appealing song to everybody, and why it keeps coming up and showing up on our pianos.
It just never went away from 1988 to that song never went away.
And there are a lot of songs like that show up out of nowhere, and
we get to analyze them, perform them, and present them.
Because here, nearly what are we at? 40 years later, almost, with this song. Not 40 years, so 35 years. Yeah, 35 years later, it's very well known by all ages of crowd who walk in there. You start playing Sweet Carolina, they may not have been requested it. The whole room knows what to do, and that's why I like this song. It's just a well-written song. Like
yeah.
I mean, you really can't go beyond that.
It's a magnum opus from them.
And I think it'll remain one of those for years and years to come.
Timeless.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add to this?
I do not. I think we should go play it.
You want to go play it?
I think we should go play it.
You might, if you watch this and then walk into it, we might actually be playing it. So the Piano Bar, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Rogers, Arkansas, is coming. Or by the time you watch this video, it might already be open. Columbus, Ohio, on North High Street. Walk in there and see if you catch us playing Sweet Child of Mine.
We'll see you there.
Roses.